there, welcome back to Resin by Drew. Today I'm going to use these teacup moulds and I'm going to make some teacups and a larger teacup tray, or a small tray but a larger teacup. I'm going to, as always, I will link everything that I'm using in the description below. I've got the whole of the teacups on the screen. I've got as much of the larger teacup as I can on the screen, so you'll not be missing out on everything, but I just can't get that edge on, that's all, I'm afraid. So I'm going to be using a few different things, so let's just crack on, get started, and I'll explain as I'm going. So I'm going to use these glass beads. I'm just going to use them for decoration in a couple of places in the teacups. First time I've been able to do any resin for a couple of days because the weather has just been so hot. Everything's just been flash curing, so I haven't even tried, to be honest. I've just left everything. Just putting these glass crystals in. I'm going to decorate in the end with some vinyl decals relating to coffee. With, you know, some coffee sayings on them, so they'll be going on right at the very end. I haven't made those yet, but I'll make those while these are curing. These glass crystals are 2 to 4 millimeters or 2 to 5 millimeters in size. I know you can get all different sizes, but I think that's what size these ones are. I'm just going to add some to the larger teacup as well, the tray size one. Add a few more to that. I'm also going to be using some gold glitter and some gold foil flakes. Well, it's gold foil that I've made into flakes, should I say. You know, the gold leaf, the sheets, and I've made it into flakes. I'm going to be using those as well. I'm just trying to make sure that these have all got sort of a similar coverage to each other. I think that's enough of the crystals. I don't want too many crystals in. So I think that's probably about right for the crystals. Got a bit of a yellow one there. I don't want a yellow one. Yellow won't match my colours. Well, I suppose it matched the gold a little bit, but I don't want a yellow one in there, so we'll take that yellow one out. Put those across the bottom there. That's it. So I've got my resin mixed. I'm just going to put the lid on the crystals, and I can move those to one side and make a bit of space. My resin's all mixed up. I've got, in this little pot, I've got some glitter ready poured. So I'm using this gold glitter, which I got from Amazon, but I will put a link on, as I say, in the description below. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of resin into the glitter. I don't need too much of the glitter, so I'm not putting too much resin in. I think I'm going to put the glitter in the handles, and then the flakes I'm going to put near the around the crystals. So that's quite thick with glitter. I should have enough with that, I think. So I'll just pop that to one side. I'm just going to pop a bit more resin into for the flakes, and then I'll show you the flakes. Again, I don't need too much resin. I'll just mix those up. There are quite a lot of flakes in there, so that will probably go quite chunky, but at least it will make it easier for me to handle, and it should help to keep it in the places that I want to keep it, rather than it floating around all over the place, as it does have a tendency to do, because the static in it is absolutely terrible. Right, and then I'm also going to be using clear resin and this Resin8 Opaque white pigment. So I'm going to add some I'll just take the lid off because this is the first time I'm using this small tub of the opaque white. I'll just take the lid off. I'm just going to add some resin to my tub for the white. And I'm going to add some white. I'm not adding it like we do for flowers, so I'm just giving my pot a good stir, and then I'm going to put a good dab of white into my pot. Put about that much in, I think. So as I say, I'm not scraping it off like we do for the flowers. I'm just going to get a tissue so I can keep wiping my hands. I always forget to get that before I start. Right, so I'll just stir the white. The resin that I'm using to start with is the Resin8, and then I'll be coating that. My top layer will be the craft resin, because that's got the heat resistant properties in. So this one that I'm using at the moment is the Resin8, and then my next layer will be the craft resin. Okay, so I've got my white resin, I've got my clear resin, I've got my gold flakes, I've got my gold glitter. So I think I'm going to start with my gold flakes, and I'm going to start putting those down where I want them, in the hope that they stay roughly where I want them. Don't have any particular plans in mind for where I want them to go. I'm just setting them down. Don't want to cover my glass crystals with them. Okay, so I've got a few left, but I'll pop those on one side. I'm now going to try and get the glitter into my handles in the hope that it stays in the handles, doesn't go wandering too far. I think the bottom of the handles will be okay, because I've got the glass crystals there. It's the tops of the handles that where it might go wandering. I do apologise if my hand's in the way. Didn't have a very good dam on that one, so they've got a bit of glitter that's escaped there. Let's see if I can build my dam up a little bit. My dam wall. Okay, and then I'm going to start adding my white and my clear. Not in any particular order, not any particular rhyme or reason. I know some of it's covering up the flakes at the moment, but hopefully it'll all move around when I put the clear down as well. And let's put some of the clear down. I need this to go into the crystals to keep those in one place. I also need to be conscious that I'm leaving room to add my top layer as well, which will be my heat resistant layer. A lot in this one, so let me take some out and put it into the large teacup, otherwise I'm not going to have enough space to put my heat resistant layer. It's quite full, this one. And some of my glass crystals are sticking up, and I really don't mind about that. I think that adds to the overall effect, so I'm going to make a few more stick up a little bit. I can always add a few more glass crystals with my next layer if they fall flat again, but hopefully they will stay sticking up a little bit. Scrape the rest of this clear out. Let's see where we're up to height-wise, depth-wise with them at the moment. Okay. Just going to give them a little swirl as well. Okay, I have got a little bit of the glitter left and something else. A little bit of glitter and a little bit of the gold leaves. So I'm going to add that to one of my moulds that I keep handy. It's one of my crystal moulds that I've always got on hand for extra resin. I think it's the same one as I've used in one of my, excuse me, in one of my recent videos and showed you which one it was, but I'll show you again in a minute. They're great, these moulds, because you can put what you've got left in them, and if it doesn't fill them you can just keep topping up until either with clear or with different colours until you're all the way there. So that's the mould I've just used. I've just filled that up, so I'll pop that down to dry or cure. I'm just going to get another one just to add this. I'm going to use this one this time. I'm going to add the gold leaf that I've got left to this one. So there we go. I don't think I've got anything else left. Got any white left? Maybe a little tiny bit of white I can put in with the gold leaf. Not much though. I think I've used just about everything that I mixed up, which is good. I'm always glad when because I don't usually measure how much. On some moulds I've measured how much I need and I keep it written down, but then on other moulds I don't, so I can usually guesstimate it quite close, and I like it when I guesstimate quite close and don't have too much left over, or of course too much too short. So I've filled, they've seen the one mould that I've filled up there with the gold glitter that I've just used. So that's the other mould that I've part filled with the gold leaf and the white resin. So I'll leave those down to cure. As far as the teacups go, that's it. That's all I'm going to do with those for today. I'm going to leave those to cure up now, and then tomorrow I'll put the final coat on, which will be the heat resistant layer. And I'm just looking to see if I think I've got a couple of them that have got perhaps a little tiny bit too much in, and it's going to make it difficult when I come to do my heat resistant layer. So I'm just going to take a little bit out of a couple of the teacups, because obviously I want to be able to, I find it much easier to put my heat resistant layer in whilst the item's still in the mould. So if I can take a little bit out, and then obviously I can get the heat resistant layer in tomorrow. I'll have this mould finished in a minute. Yeah, for some reason I just find it much easier. I know some people like to do a top coat, but personally I find it much easier to do the top coat while the item's still in the mould. Just find I get a neater finish. I prefer the finish that way. Yeah, have a look, I filled that mould. So that's 2 extra moulds I've filled there. Let me just double check these now. It's better. This was the one I was worried about. So that's it. I'll pop that down to cure with the other one. And that's all I'm going to do with those. I'm going to leave those to cure up until tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll be back to do the heat resistant layer, and then that will be it, and then I can do the decals. So until tomorrow I will say bye for now, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi there, welcome back. I'm just going to put a decal onto this tray now. I'm not sure if you're interested in watching me do it or not, so I thought the best thing to do would be to record it anyway, and then if you're not interested you can always skip past it. So I thought that was the best way to go, if you like. So I've done the decal, I've weeded it, and it's all ready to go. So I've got it on my sticky back plastic ready to put on. I've just got to try and get it into the right place. That looks about right. That's about right. So I use a mixture of tools. I've got a roller that I use. Depending what I'm working on. I'm going to use the roller first. It's going to press everything down. And then I've got some little extra tools that I use. Just try and get everything in place and nicely stuck down. And then I will be putting another top coat on as well. That'll be my heat resistant layer that I'm putting on next. And then I gently peel it back. If you do it to the side or do it backwards, you know, do it this way, it makes it easier. My S isn't quite coming off right, so just going back to my S to put my S down. And there we go, all done. So I'm going to give it a final roll with my roller. I've just got an extra little bit on there, so I'm just going to add that. That's a little bit of my steam. I'm just going to add a bit of steam to there. So I'm just going to go over it once more with my roller. It's not usually necessary at this point, but because of the texture that I've got around here, I just thought it would be better to go over it again with my, it's what's it called, oh, a brayer, with my brayer. So that's it, that's now ready for my final top coat. So that's my next job, but I have got a couple of other jobs where I'm putting decals on, so I'm going to put those on first, and I'm going to top coat everything together. So that's it. Like I say, I wasn't sure if you were interested in seeing that or not, but because I don't think I've shown it before where I put a decal on, so I thought I might as well show it. If you're not interested, then you can just fast forward that part. I'm sorry about the dogs barking in the background. We've got building work going on, so they're like cats on hot tin roofs today, I'm afraid. But that's that anyway. So I'll be putting my final top coat on, and then I'll be back to demold it. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hi there, welcome back. I've got a little bit of demolding to do on this tray and coasters that I did a couple of days ago now. So I'm going to start off by demolding this tray. I have got a little bit of overspill on the tray that I'll need to deal with, but excuse me, it's not an issue. It'll be easy enough to deal with. It's got a little bit on the handle as well. So it says coffee gets me started, wine o'clock keeps me going. As you can see, I've got a bit of overspill there, but I'll just go around the edge and that'll come off quite easily. It's not deep. It's peeling off there, but I'll do it with the deburrer. That'll make it easier. So that's cute, I like that. I'm happy with that. I like the texture because it's got a little bit of texture in the corners as well, so I like that bit of texture. That's really nice. I'm happy with it. So I'll just move the mould and my little wooden stand to one side, and then we'll do the coasters that go with it. I'll put it on some black card as well so that you can see, you get a better idea of it on the black card, I think. Not sure how well it'll show up on the screen, you see. So let's do the coasters. Well, that's nice. Got a little bit of texture on the coaster there as well. Just stops your mug slipping off. Again, I'll get some black card in a minute and show you on the card. Really happy with those. They're very pretty. It's nice to do something different every once in a while. The last one. like those. I was going to put decals on the mugs, coasters as well, but I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I left those plain and just put a decal onto the tray. But let me show you the coasters on the black card so you get a better idea of them. I will, as I usually do, I will take some still shots and put those on the end of the video for you as well. I'm happy with these. I think they're really cute. They're all quite similar. And then for the final one for the tray, I think the tray should just about fit on. There we go, there's the tray. As I say, I've got a little bit of overspill that I need to deal with, but that's not an issue. Then I'm going to put some little sticky pads on the bottom as I normally do, and pop it on my website. It's not for an order, it's just one that I've made. Just got an idea that of something that I wanted to make, and went ahead and made it. So it's not for a specific order, it's just something that I made from an idea in my head, that's all. So I hope you like them. I've definitely enjoyed making them. The decals take a lot longer than you expect, as I said when I was filming putting the decals on, if you didn't like that bit, I hope you just fast forwarded it. But I know sometimes people want to see everything, sometimes people only want to see bits of it. It's the same with mixing colours. Sometimes I mix my colours on the video, and sometimes I've mixed my colours before I start. It just depends what people want to see, but I hope I do please by showing just enough, not too much and not too little. But if there are things that you want to see me do, or there are things that you want to see me do that might help you, for example, then please let me know in the comments, and I will do everything that I can to help. I will be back with another experiment soon, so I'll see you soon. Bye for now.